Shaktipat, okay. Well, an ordinary person has, an energy moving in them that is their life force. Some energy is working in that body to keep them alive. I mean, there are three parts to it. The three parts are, we could call the whole life process a respiratory process. It has three parts, just like the energetic mechanism has three parts. And that three parts are eating and digesting and pooping. That's one respiratory process. And our breathing and the distribution of oxygen through the blood and the off-gassing. Our exhale is the breathing part equivalent of pooping. We're passing gas. And then the third respiratory process is totally internal, and that is the circulation of the cerebral spinal fluid and the lymphatics, which becomes externalized as the lymph system interacts with the kidneys. And this total internal system of respiration is an internal regulatory mechanism that manages our immune system, and it also manages the relationship between the various parts of our body, metabolic processes, and the total magnetic field. You have a person who's basically stuck. They got squeezed out of their mother, and they have to live with that energy, which is, full of disappointment. And all of those tensions are embedded on this perfect little beautiful sweet person. And, their energy is stuck. It's moving, but it's only moving in a very limited way. They're breathing, they're alive, but it doesn't fully work itself. And so, that has an effect on our body. It has an effect on how we feel about ourselves and being alive. That has an effect on our mind. All these are reciprocal effects. What shaktipat is contact with an awakened soul that begins to, reach through the strain patterns and the tensions that have been embedded on us from the moment of our birth, and even maybe before, in the chemical and DNA restrictions of our very conception, to the place of pure energy and love, which is our essence. And it begins to, call forth to intensify the activity of that pure place within ourselves, so that it starts to emerge and dispel all the constraint.
Okay.
That is Shaktipat. It is the awakening of, the fundamental life force in a human being is called Kundalini. And it's called Kundalini and represented as a goddess because the whole life of the universe is the goddess in South Asian spirituality. And that life of the universe condensed into an individual form is called the goddess Kundalini. Shakti, who is asleep in the person, asleep because there is no nourishment that is available for her to live from. She lives from love only. And so, meeting an awakened soul, a soul whose own creative life force has been awakened and unfolded, who is willing to reach into us and awaken our own life force, that process is called Shaktipat. That initiation is Shaktipat. And that Shaktipat, starts to release tensions and allow our creative energy to flow in ways that, will completely transform us and, into an unimaginable possibility.